Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here from simpleprogrammer.com. I am rocking the Zelda hat today. And I thought I would do a video on a topic. I was thinking about this on my way home from the gym the other day, as I found that this is one of those things in life that it's a sort of a hard balance, a hard thing to sort of understand, and something that I usually use to guide my life that is kind of interesting. Some of you have asked some questions, by the way, based on this or sort of around this, and it said basically like, John, man, you know, and I appreciate you guys that have done this, that have said, hey, you'd have 1 million subscribers if you just stopped calling your channel Simple Programmer, if you just went out to the masses and just personal development, you know, so why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you going this direction? You know, why are you limiting yourself to just programmers? And sort of what I want to address here is basically this concept, which is that you should make things happen, but not force them, and essentially don't be a tryhard. So what do I mean by this? So I'll give you some examples. So when I am working on business relationships and working with people, or I'm going to hire someone, I tend to, when I'm doing things correctly, not that I always do this, sometimes I mess this up, but I tend to basically go with, I think Derek Sivers had popularized this with either the fuck yes or the fuck no, right? So I want fuck yes responses, right? I want to work with people, I want to hire people, I want to do opportunities and things that I am like fuck yes about, and not things that I'm neutral about, right? So what I'm talking about in regards to this is essentially that the right things will happen, okay, if you're not trying to force things. So again, with going mainstream with Simple Programmer, I believe that eventually I'm going to take things mainstream, right? I am really big on helping software developers, but I'm also big on helping people in general, right? And if you've been listening to this channel, if you've been watching these videos, you know that most of what I say, 90% of what I say here, really doesn't apply just to software developers. And most of the content that I write, even my book, even in soft skills, the Software Developer's Life Manual, got to plug that sucker, it is not really for software developers, right? I mean, it has some software developer content, and in my new book, even though it's called the Software Developer's Career Guide, it's not going to be totally for software developers. It's just general practical wisdom and advice, right? That's philosophy, right? I'm a philosopher. That's how I like to think of myself, and that's what I want to do, right? I want to examine philosophy myself. I want to figure out how I can live a better life, how I can improve myself and maximize my potential, and then show other people how to do that. But I'm not going to force that, okay? I'm not going to force myself into that arena, right? I could go in the fitness area as well. Obviously, I feel like I could compete with a lot of the fitness gurus here on YouTube in many ways. But again, I'm not going to force that direction as well. But what will happen at some point in time is that the opportunity will come about, that it will be right, and it will happen, right? So I'm not going to force things. All the time I've found in life that when you force things, when you try to make things happen that aren't supposed to be happening, that aren't ready yet, that you're not ready for, that the opportunities haven't come, and you try to force those opportunities, that bad things happen. It doesn't go well, and you come off as a tryhard. You come off as someone who is basically exhibiting neediness, or has a lot to lose, or is coming off giving the impression that they have a lot to lose, which is what I would call a tryhard. So I want to make sure, though, that you understand when I'm saying this, that I'm not saying, you know, what the excuse that a lot of people use, which is basically, oh, I'm just waiting for things to happen, right? I heard this a lot from people. A lot of people say this, and they mean well, but they say, I'm waiting on God, right? This is what they say. And that's kind of bullshit, okay? Because you got to make things happen. It's not just, things aren't just going to fall into your lap. That's not cool. That's not going to help you in life. And so the thing is, like, you've got to make things happen, okay? You've got to take action. Again, I'll point you to another video where people think that they're going to be a rock star someday, right? I did this. Everyone thinks there's for some reason that video spiked up in popularity, and then I got a bunch of nasty comments on it, but it must have hit the mainstream or something. There you go. So my point is this, though, is that you have to take steps to make things happen. It's not just going to happen magically on its own, but at the same time, you can't force it. So you got to find this balance, right? You got to be doing stuff, right? I'm here, I'm on YouTube, I'm making videos, I'm doing 2 to 3 YouTube videos a day. I'm doing a lot of stuff with Simple Programmer. I'm writing books, right? Eventually, something is going to hit and it's going to happen. And stuff has already happened, right? Simple Programmer has become a business. It has employed people. It is making money. It's not just my blog anymore. The YouTube channel has grown. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. By the time you're watching this, hell, maybe we'll be at 100,000 subscribers. That's pretty awesome shit, right? It's still not the scale that I want to reach, but it is getting there and the opportunities are happening, and I'm not having to force things. I'm not having to grind gears to make this shit happen. I'm busting my ass. I'm running the race, right? But I'm waiting for those opportunities to present themselves where they are fuck yes positions, where things are aligning properly, right? And I'm not forcing them. And I just find that in life, when you try to force things, like I said, one, you're gonna come off to other people as a tryhard. It's not gonna be genuine. It's not gonna be authentic. It's not gonna be the right thing. And second, it's just not going to work out. There's definitely something to be said about not forcing things, about doing the work, doing the effort, and then and taking the steps, right? Taking initiative, of course, right? Taking shots when the shots show up. But there's a difference, I think, between being up to bat, right? And being ready for the pitch and taking as many swings as you can when that pitch comes, and basically charging the mound and going after the ball while it's still in the pitcher's hand, right? If you do that, if you take the baseball bat and you go after the pitcher while the ball's still in his hand, it's not gonna end well for you. It's not gonna be a home run, right? That's gonna be a bad thing. You gotta wait for the ball to actually be pitched before you can take a swing, and a lot of times you're going to take swings and you're going to miss. So preparation meeting opportunity is the key. Bam. That's a home run. That's where you hit the home run. But you can't force that. You have to take action. You have to prepare. You have to train. You have to be ready for the opportunity when it comes. But you can't force opportunity. If you try to force opportunity, that's when you get into trouble. That's when you make bad deals. That's when you make bad relationship choices. That's when bad things happen, and you come off as this needy tryhard of a person. So my advice to you is this. 1, make sure that you are training and preparing, okay? Spend your time, take action as much as possible. I always say take action, but make sure that you're spending that time at the appropriate action. Train for what you're doing. Train, work hard, bust ass, get all that stuff so that when opportunity comes, you're ready for it. And then 2, don't force opportunity. When you see opportunity, bam, be all over that shit, be all over opportunity, but don't try and force it. Wait for it, and then when that perfect pitch comes, bam, you're gonna smack it out of the park. So that's all I got for you today. Hopefully you like that. If not, at least maybe you like the Zelda hat. All right, if you haven't subscribed already, click that subscribe button below, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.